If there's one thing I've learned about building an overland rig, it's that it's never really finished. But it could always be better. I got an Alibaba camper. Was it a terrible idea or one of my best? Today I'm giving you the first full tour of my new Qian camper, my home away from home.
Smudgy smudge.
Good morning from high up in the Sierra Nevada. I'm excited to give you guys an initial tour of my new canopy camper. I just got this installed and this is sort of its maiden voyage, the shakedown run. A lot of you have been curious about what kind of camper I was going to put on this thing. My previous setup was so dialed. I was like a machine when I got to camp. Everything boom, 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 I knew exactly what to do. Now installing a canopy camper, I'm sort of starting from scratch. So the canopy camper that I decided to go with is made by Qian Campers. They are a company in China. I reached out to them because I really liked their campers, and they were generous enough to send me a camper so that I could put it on my Jeep and it could be a part of my rig for the foreseeable future. I'm excited to have this thing on here, and it's already, just in the last couple days, I can already tell it's going to completely change how I camp for the better. It'll give me an interior space, so when I wake up I can kind of get dressed on the interior, especially when there's inclement weather. I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for more storage in the bed, more of a permanent kind of situation, but I'm excited to kind of get this thing dialed in just as well as my last setup. So rather than go on and on and on, let's start the tour.
Okay, let's see what's first. It's all aluminum construction. I think it weighs in at, gosh, I'll put it on the screen how much it weighs in at. I chose to go with molly panels on the doors, the gold wing doors. You don't have to do the molly panels. I just opted to for storage reasons. If you don't, you'll save a little bit of weight, not much, but you'll save some. Keyed entries all the way around. I decided to drop my coffee cup. I decided to go with this drop down, or this built-in kitchen, they're calling it. It's sort of this interior space with a drop down, see what falls out, with a drop down shelf. This shelf drops down. This could also be sort of like a cooking surface. It's a little high. I'm parked up on some rocks to level out my Jeep. That's not normally this high, and I'm not normally this short. You could use this as a cooking surface. I'm gonna see if I don't end up using this for cooking, I might turn this into like a water system, kind of built-in water system compartment here. So yeah, we'll see as time progresses how that shapes up. I got another gold wing door on this side with molly panel, and this one just sort of makes for a nice big open access door. I have bug mesh that I hung on the inside of here, but this is a nice big door to access everything. I can access my fridge from here. I can access my inverter. Right now I'm charging some batteries. The door in the back has a window, opens on each side. Integrated brake light. I haven't hooked it up to my tail light yet, but I probably will. Let's check out the interior. This is kind of initially how I have it set up. It's Spartan. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a whole build out. I don't know if I need it to be kind of like an RV or anything in here, but I might do a built-in extrusion surface. I'll have to see. I'm gonna live with it for a little bit before I start just building it out. I don't want to add too much more weight. Let's hop inside and take a look at the interior. Okay, so here we are in the interior. It comes with integrated lights. I have them on right now just to give a little bit more light for filming. There are 4 big windows in here. They all have 3 layers. First is a bug screen that unzips and opens all the way. Second is this sort of like plastic window that zips up, so if it's raining but you still want light, you can close that off, which is exactly what happened last night. And then another kind of full-on fabric layer that zips up so it closes it completely off. I'm really liking this fabric. It's I was kind of expecting it to be just a kind of like thin ripstop stuff that you see all the time, especially in the kind of cheaper rooftop tents. But this one This is like a nice kind of like, feels like a kind of canvas, kind of a heavier canvas. Almost like I'd expect like an old military tent to be made of. It's pretty nice. And it also is not completely blackout. It's dark, but it's not completely blackout, which I like because I like to wake up with a little bit of light. The last tent I had was blackout, and it was kind of just threw me off in the morning. It's dark enough to where it's not like waking you up, but it's light enough to let you know that it's morning. So right now I have the bed all kind of folded up. They sent out a mattress, and I opted for the thicker mattress, but I ended up just replacing it with these kind of like self-inflating foam air mattresses, which I had in my last tent. I really like those. I sleep really well on them. And the fact that you can compress them when you pack everything up allows me to keep more bedding and pillows up in here. So that's really nice. I just keep everything up here, pillows and everything. So it's kind of ready, mostly ready to go when I get to camp, except that I have to inflate the mattress, which is very easy. Up on top here, it's got some pockets. These are fine. You can just like, I stuff my socks in there at night, and a beanie if I have it, and just whatever. You can put some, they're kind of like pass-through pockets. The top here is kind of like this kind of fabric material. It's a double layer top, aluminum top. So it's hopefully pretty insulating. So this slides out and you have the huge bed up there. Plenty of sleeping area. The only thing about this actually is it's kind of hard to pull, and it's not hard to push, but it's kind of hard to pull out of here. There's nothing to like grab onto. So I may sort of install kind of like a low profile handle or something on the bottom here so I can pull it out easier. One other thing that I feel like would be so awesome if they put into these is to put 2 more windows, one in the end here and then one on that far side. I think 6 windows in here would be luxe. What else in here? That's kind of it. It's pretty simple. I put this molly panel in. It's made by Open Road or something. It's just a molly panel. I kind of put it on just to have a little bit more kind of storage for inside the camper. But that's the kind of, this is the built-in kitchen. It kind of sticks out. I don't know, what is that? 5 inches or so, 6 inches. In the front here, it has a window that opens. The only thing about this opening window is it's kind of weird because my Gladiator opens from the middle and this opens from each side. So it's not, I can kind of get through there. It'd be kind of nice if this kind of opened from the middle somehow, but you know, there's channeling all throughout this thing to wire things through. There's some on the side there. There's some underneath there. You can't really see that, but there's sort of channeling all through here to run wires through, which is what I've been doing to wire up lights and all my accessory stuff. So a little bit about the process of actually ordering one of these. First of all, Qian Campers, it's spelled Qian. They are amazing to work with. My contact there was named Chris, and they were super, super helpful. The only thing was the time change between where they are in China and me is significant. So I was having to kind of stay up late to send my emails if I wanted to get an answer that same evening or morning sometimes. So what happens is you make an initial contact and you let them know what you're looking for. They have tons of different models. They have this model, which I went with because it has the soft, I like the soft kind of tent style pop-up, but they also have a hard-sided pop-up, which I know are getting pretty popular now. I just wanted to save the weight, so I went with this tent, which I'm fine with. I like the tent style anyways. They have a wider version of this, which is sort of like, if you're looking at the back, kind of comes out and kind of up, so it's a little wider, which gives you, I think, a full-size queen bed up top. They also have those. That was a little heavier. That's the one they proposed sending me out, but I just wanted to save a little bit of weight, as much weight as I could. So when you go to order these things, they ask for your measurements of your car. So they can customize these things to whatever truck you have. I mean, if you had an old vintage truck, or I don't know, some kind of special truck, they'll custom fit these
for your application. So it's pretty straightforward. They send you a diagram of all the measurements they want from your truck bed and the height of the cab. You send them exact measurements, and then you place your initial order. So it's going to take you about 3 months to get the camper, give or take. They'll charge you shipping. The shipping is about $900, but for the price that they have these campers at, it's a steal. I mean, this camper, I'll put the current price down on the screen here, but it's coming in at a fraction of what they're charging for the similar kind of campers that are made here in the States. So for me, it was just a no-brainer. I've wanted a canopy camper for so long, but I haven't been in the position where I could have dropped 10, 12, 15 thousands of dollars for a canopy camper when my last setup was so dialed. I couldn't justify it. So when I found out about Qian campers, it was immediately attractive, and I knew that that was an actual option that I felt like I could go with.
Once it gets to your house, it'll come in a truck. You need to get a bunch of people together, a bunch of friends. Maybe, let's see, I had 3 friends and we managed it. But it's pretty heavy taking it off the truck. It comes in these like big wooden crates. All right, well, they delivered this super late. It's sitting in my driveway right now. I can't wait to unpack it and put it together and put it on the Jeep. Like, you could actually see that right now, but it's there. I got a couple friends over. We unloaded off the truck, which I forgot to film, which would have been kind of comedy. We managed it. The driver had a sort of hand kind of forklift thing that helped. We managed to get it off and into the driveway. But unpacking it and putting it together, the topper part of it was easy. I mean, pretty easy. A couple of the holes were a little wonky, kind of weren't quite lining up like I'd like them to, but a little wiggling kind of got it through. These corner brackets, the way the holes lined up and everything was really, really fiddly. I finally got it. Questionable whether this top one is stripped or not. Okay, I got it. The tent was very awkward to put on the top here because I got the topper on the truck, which was no big deal. That was easy. Just 2 of us did that. Then I had to recruit 3 friends again to get the tent on, which was tricky because my Jeep is lifted. It sits higher than stock, so it was kind of high up there. And these are lined up on the tent itself. There's a track, so you can slide these. But in the topper itself, there's only specific holes. So you have to slide these around to try and get them perfectly in the holes. And when it's on there, like when it's up there, it feels heavy, it's awkward. So getting that all lined up was tricky. I finally got it. Man, that took a lot of fiddling. I had to have my son, I should have filmed it. Why didn't I film that? I had my son up on the roof, putting the weight back and forth to try and take the weight off of the screws, to move them, to put them back on, to get them in the holes. Oh my God. All right. But I got it done, and it looks awesome. I just sort of managed to get in here and like kind of lift it little by little with my back to kind of like move the bolts around, and I managed to get it finally. Just FYI, if you're thinking about getting one of these, that's kind of the process. Okay, let's go over some of the options for these. Like I said, there's lots of different models. They have slide-in campers. They have some pretty awesome stuff. If I had like a full-size rig, I'd probably get another one of theirs to put on that. If I had a Dodge Ram or something, a slide-in kind of thing. Check out their website. I'll put it below here. And look at their models. It's got some pretty cool stuff. And they'll have a list of all the kind of options too. There's a ton. There's a lot of options. Just look on the website at all the different options that I didn't get. Let's go over some kind of like some negative, some nitpicky kind of stuff. So first of all, the struts that it comes with, these struts are fine. They open the doors just fine. They won't hold any weight. Like, I was hoping to put my Rotopacks mounted to the doors like I had on my old setup. It was just like a really good place for them out of the way outside. If they leak, no big deal. But it will not even hold one full Rotopacks. I think if they were positioned a little differently, as in this was down farther, and this was in this way, so the strut was coming this way, I think it would give it some better strength. I did replace the two struts on one side just to see if it made a difference. It made a little bit of a difference. Right now I just have my shovel and axe mounted on here. It's fine. I have some stuff on the interior. It made a little bit of a difference. Not too much. I think it's because of the geometry of the struts. So I may try to adjust that myself, or I just have to figure out a different carrying solution for my fuel. Time will tell how it holds up. I didn't notice any difference between the old setup and this in terms of weight on the trail or anything. Wow, that sun got bright all of a sudden. It didn't feel any different. I didn't feel any more real weight on the back. That's the reason I didn't want to go with the wider, a little bit heavier version, especially the hard-sided tent version, is because of the weight. I didn't want to change the way I off-road. But so far, so good. I will put a link in the description of the website, like I said, and my contact there, Chris, who is great to work with. If you guys are interested in getting one of these canopy campers, so far so good. I mean, I'm really excited to just kind of like, I feel like I moved into a new apartment and you're kind of like getting everything situated. But as of right now, I'm super excited to have this on, and this is just sort of like the initial kind of intro kind of walkthrough. As I get it more set up, I'll give you guys another kind of walkthrough tour of it, as well as I know some of you have been asking for a complete walk around of my whole Jeep, which maybe I'll include that all in the same thing. Like I said, I'll put links in the description, and if you're interested in getting one of these campers for yourself, all the info should be there. And leave me some comments if I forgot anything. If you have any other questions about this thing, just leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. But yeah, for now, that's the intro to the Qian Camper's Canopy Camper on the Burrito. Until the next one, I'll see you down the trail. Adios.